Ferrari at breakfast on LBC. Call 0345 6060 973.
Let me just pause briefly. 9 minutes before 8 is the time. Lee, I'm going to come and talk to you about the weather in a moment, but I've not read enough of the emails that I'm receiving from you on various matters. And let's start with the increase in energy costs. This comes in from Tony. The net zero madness will bankrupt the UK. We should burn coal again, increase nuclear output. It's utter stupidity. Fracking could be a mid-term option too. I don't know necessarily. If you look at what we've experienced, or for many people endured through this month, with places such as Wellington, and I know other places, Dartford and Durham and elsewhere, have been on fire, I do think that we should think about this. Mick in Dorset, the summer should serve as a huge wake-up call to everyone about the environment. Maybe, yes. On the subject of energy costs, Adrian, who says he's in a dark and quiet joinery workshop in Worcestershire because he can't afford to put the lights on. Energy costs for people at home is going to be devastating. What is worrying me more is the electricity costs for business. No one is talking about that. People's energy has a cap in place, a bit pointless. Business energy has no cap. My bill for electricity has gone from £500 a month to over £2,000 a month. I might as well close the doors. There are thousands of small businesses that are feeling the same. It's disgusting what is going on with the energy prices. That's why you've obviously got your workshop in total darkness. Let's talk weather with Lee in Rainham. Lee, what's the problem? We go back to the times of 1911. Obviously, we don't influence the weather, but what action should we be taking? Good morning.
Well, good morning, Nick. Nice to speak to you yet again. Well, I was listening to the news, one of the news programs on Tuesday evening, and there was some guy on there on the green screen telling us that we should conserve water, we shouldn't be using too much. There possibly is going to be a hosepipe ban, and that the UK is under a drought. And I've done a quick Google search. Since in the last 20 years, the Water Board has actually built one reservoir. Mm-hmm. I've then done another quick search. In the last 10 years, so half the amount of time, we have built 6.8 million houses in this country.
Right.
Now, I'm not a mathematician, but if you're building that amount of houses, the water usage must go up incredibly high.
Yes.
And yet we don't invest. Yet we're giving out millions of pounds in bonuses.
Have we got enough water to fill them, lastly?
Well, then, if we get into that point, why are we not investing in desalination plants? We're an island. We could have desalination plants.
Are we not? I don't know. Do you know for a fact that we're not? I honestly don't know.
I don't. Well, we can't be, Nick, because obviously we wouldn't have a water shortage.
Well, let's phrase it this way. If we are, we're not doing it enough. We can agree on that. Lee and Rainham, right by the River Thames. We could work on that, couldn't we? Hoik some water out of there and look after the Medway towns. Lee, look after yourself. I have to say farewell, sir, because we want to get ready for the Commonwealth Games, which, of course, kick off later today in Birmingham. LBC will be providing coverage of all the major events and the talking points. But here to celebrate the start of the Games, I'm pleased to say I'm joined by Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport, Nadine Dorries, who joins me now. Secretary of State, is the city ready? Good morning.
Hi, Nick. Good morning. The city is buzzing. It's alive. It reminds me of the 2012 Olympics. The feeling in Birmingham and the West Midlands is incredibly upbeat and positive. It's a great place to be this morning. And the sun is shining too, so that makes it even better.
Well, they say God always shines on the gracious and the virtuous, so that's obviously why it is. Why are the Commonwealth Games important, Secretary of State? Come on, it's an old relic of empire, isn't it, the Commonwealth?
Well, do you know, I think the Commonwealth today is more important than ever, particularly given what's happening in Ukraine and with Russia and also with China. I think those, it represents globally 30% of
the world's population,
the world's population.
Yep.
And I was just trying to remember the GDP figure there, which I think is around 14%. So it's a very important block, both for trade and for commerce and for sport, which is what's happening here today. And everybody loves the Commonwealth Games. It's a fantastic event. It's going to be the most successful ever. The government has invested. We've invested over £660 million in this Commonwealth Games. It's leaving a legacy for Birmingham. It's shining a light on Birmingham and the West Midlands, and it's going to leave behind some fantastic legacy, like the Aquatic Centre in Sandwell Park, which I've visited a couple of times myself. An amazing venue which is going to be left for the local community and Birmingham. So there is so much that is positive which is happening here as a result of the Commonwealth Games, and you can't underestimate that.
There's lots of other things happening, Secretary of State. You won't be surprised if I take you to another competition, and that is, of course, to be the leader of the Conservative Party and now Prime Minister. Earlier this week, Rishi Sunak, one of the contenders, has been accused of a bit of mansplaining. Do you agree? And if he is guilty, the first hustings take place in Leeds tonight. How does he need to change his tack?
So look, you know, Nick, I'm not going to stay on this for long because we're here for the opening of the Commonwealth Games, which is something which is very positive.
Indeed.
And I think today is a day when, and the Lionesses going to Wembley on Sunday night. These are a few days when we should be concentrating on the positives that are happening. But on the mansplaining point, you're absolutely right. We have some quite fierce debates in the House of Commons all the time, and Liz has been in cabinet a very long time, and so Liz will be used, as many women are in Parliament, to being talked over and frequently interrupted. So I thought she dealt with it very well, but it isn't a good look. In fact, it was a terrible look, and I don't think it will have served Rishi well.
Let's come back to the positive. You mentioned the Lionesses. Secretary of State, are you aware there is a school of thought, actually, that you misspoke by calling them Lionesses, that there is a sense that I don't understand this either, but they should also be referred to as lions. Where are you on that debate?
Rubbish, nonsense. They are lionesses. They are our lionesses, and I love everything that is encapsulated within that word. You know, I lived in Africa for a year, and it's well known that the lions are the lazy ones who lay around in the sun all day. The lionesses don't only go out and get the food in, but they also look after the cubs and the entire pride. So I actually think they should be lionesses, and I am proud of calling them lionesses. Call them lions? No, I'm afraid that's not going to happen. Certainly not in my house, anyway.
Are you suggesting that Harry Kane and Harry Maguire just lounge about while these lionesses race about Wembley? Is this what you're saying, Nadine Dorries?
No. What I'm saying is that the symbolism of the word lionesses, for me, encapsulates so much that is powerful and positive and good, and that we should not try. Why would people try to denigrate something that is really positive and really great about women's football in that way? You know, the girls are going to Wembley on Sunday night. I'm not even going to cross my fingers, but it's going to be a great night at Wembley on Sunday night. Why would anybody, media or anyone, already start wanting to chip away at something that is fantastic event and a team of women who have performed so well in their sport and in what they've done? We should all be proud of them, proud of the title and the name Lionesses, and celebrate it.
What are you going to watch on Sunday? You've got a choice. You've got the Commonwealth Games or England v Germany at Wembley. Which one are you going to watch, Secretary of State?
I'm going to be at Wembley.
Oh, you are? Give us a score prediction if you would.
I'm here now, but I'm leaving here to go to Wembley on Sunday.
If I had your job, I'm damn certain I'd be at Wembley. I wouldn't take all the rough stuff if I didn't have a bit of the enjoyment as well. Give us a score prediction if you would, Nadine Dorries.
Oh my gosh, no, I can't do that. No.
No, you don't want to do that?
I don't want to jinx it, no.
Okay, you don't want to jinx it. Finally, you appear in the Daily Mirror today. Yes, you do, yes. The suggestion being that you could be prepared to step aside and give your safe Tory seat in Mid-Bedfordshire to one Alexander de Pfeffel Boris Johnson. That would then allow him to build a campaign to return. Nadine Dorries.
Oh, yeah, well, I can tell you that is 100% nuclear grade, totally invented, tosh. I've spoken to the Prime Minister a few times this week, and never once has that subject, that's that been raised between us. That is completely fabricated story.
Enjoy your day in Birmingham. Good luck for the kick-off for the Commonwealth Games. Safe journey back, I assume, on the train when you come back. And thanks for the time. Nadine Dorries is the Secretary of State for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport. It's 8 o'clock on LBC News is next.
On your radio, on Global Player and
Play LBC.
leading Britain's conversation.